Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is from Pretty Flaherty News, dated April 29th, 2022. Pretty Flaherty files human trafficking and forced labor lawsuit against the Church of Scientology. Pretty Flaherty attorneys Greg Hansel, Shana Solomon, and Ellie Quinby filed a human trafficking and forced labor lawsuit against the Church of Scientology, piling up, on behalf of three plaintiffs claiming decades of forced labor, intimidation, coercion, surveillance, and systematic abuse. How many human trafficking lawsuits are going right now? So many more are coming. Dang, Scientology, you must be nervous. Better start making more money, because you're going to be sued a lot more now. It's my opinion. The plaintiffs are three individuals who were raised in Scientology. In other words, child Scientologists that had no free will. Let's just be honest about it. In Scientology as early as 6 years old and forced to work in Scientology Sea Org and Cadet Org, providing unpaid and extremely low-paid labor. And how many of these ex-Scientologists never talk about this stuff? I'm just saying. The filing details the horrific mistreatments the plaintiffs endured under the control of Scientology. And let's just pinpoint that. Under the control of Scientology, those were the parents that gave them up, just like giving up a sacrifice. They sacrificed their children. Not to mention all the adults that are in Scientology that are complicit in the abuse of children and are participating directly in the abuse of children. Because just by participating in the LRH policies alone makes you complicit in child abuse. And that's a fact. Endured under the control of Scientology, including separation from their families. The separation from their families was voluntary, by the way. Their parents volunteered to separate from the children. Yeah. As defenseless minors. Confiscation of their identification documents. How many times have we heard about that? How they would take their passports and not let them have it, especially when they were out at sea and going through all kinds of abuses and neglect. Yeah. Dangerous manual labor conditions. Let's see. Daniel Montalvo cut off his finger because he was working in manufacturing. It's on the record. Just go look it up. Lara FM, when she was known as, what was she known as? I forget now. Starts with an M. She suffered a concussion while she was working as a child. That wasn't bad enough. She had a head concussion, and whoever was the supervisor had to take money out of their medical fund to take her to the hospital, and now it was her fault. Isn't that great? Whom else? Child labor. How many times did Mike Brown talk about they had to do like construction work and landscaping when they were on the ranch? There's actually pictures of children doing manual labor, especially in Clearwater. Clearwater PD is all about the child labor out there. They're all about it. Dangerous manual labor conditions, exploitation. Well, yeah, that's all they do is feed off the children. Making the children go to ethics handling, thinking that it's great when the children are on course, not going to regular school classes, getting regular schooling. When the children go into the Sea Org, which is illegal, having the children sign these billion-year contracts that are not legally bindable. Parents are all about it. The adults in Scientology are all about it. They're the ones abusing the children. And the lawmakers and the police officers, they're complicit in the abuse. In fact, when children come out and say they were sexually abused, in Scientology in real time, nobody does anything about it. Isn't that great? Exploitation, indoctrination, well, we already know all about that. You know, convicted fraud, L. Ron Hubbard. Indoctrination and manipulation. Yeah, who's manipulating? The parents are manipulating. The adults are manipulating the children. A lot of them should be in jail right now. Absolutely. Rinder should have been in jail. And physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. The exploitation, abuse, and isolation from their families. That's because the parents participate in the abuse. Isolation from their families that our clients endured from an early age, otherwise known as children. In Scientology is traumatic. Why don't they bring up that Scientology believes children are adults in small bodies? How about that, LAPD, Clearwater PD, Denver PD, Chi-Town PD, Boston PD? How about that? And it has profound impacts on these individuals, says Pretty Flaherty, attorney Greg Hansel. The Church of Scientology must be held to justice. And that means Scientologists. So all these people trying to wiggle out of responsibility, people that never say they're sorry, are never accountable for all the abuse the children have endured, past and present. The groundbreaking lawsuit is an effort to assist the plaintiffs in holding the Church of Scientology and its leader, David Miscavige, accountable for violations of the Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. Rinder should have been right in there. If you don't like it, move along. The suit also names the Church of Scientology International Religious Technology Center, RTC. Isn't that where Mark Headley had worked? And what's the other guy's name? Amy Scobie's husband. Calls himself Mark. His real name, I think, was Mike. Church of Scientology Flag Service Organization, Incorporated, and Church of Scientology Flagship Service Organization, Incorporated, as defendants. The plaintiffs are represented by Pretty, Flaherty, Cohen Swift, Cohen, Milstein, and Warren A. Zimmerman, PA. So I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.